All right. So you sent this pretty interesting report over from Sweden's AI Commission.
Right.
It's their roadmap for AI's future in the country.
Yeah.
Let's unpack it, see what we can learn.
Yeah.
See what's got Sweden hitting the gas on AI.
They report AI Commissionens third plan for Sverige.
Okay.
It's got a real sense of urgency to it.
Mm-hmm.
They lay out why Sweden needs to really step up its AI game.
Okay.
And how.
Yeah, but why should anyone outside of Sweden care about this?
Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
The challenges and opportunities that Sweden is facing, those are global.
Okay.
The report basically says, look, the world is changing fast.
Okay.
And if a tech-savvy country like Sweden is feeling the heat, everyone else should be paying attention.
So it's like a canary in the coal mine for the rest of the world.
Exactly.
When it comes to AI development.
Yeah. And one of the things that really jumped out at me was their take on electricity.
Okay.
They're touting Sweden's abundance of clean energy
Right.
as a huge advantage for AI development.
But isn't AI mostly about software? Why is electricity so important?
Well, think of it like training for a marathon.
Okay.
You need a lot of fuel to go the distance. Training and running these complex AI models.
Right.
It requires a ton of computing power.
Yeah.
And that means huge demand for electricity.
So Sweden's saying, come on over, AI companies. We've got the clean energy
Right.
that you need to power your algorithms.
Data centers are already flocking to Sweden.
Yeah.
For this very reason. Remember back in 2013 when Meta, back then it was Facebook,
Right.
set up that massive server hall up in Luleå?
Yeah.
They were ahead of the curve.
Okay.
They saw the potential of Sweden's clean energy.
Interesting. But the report doesn't just celebrate this, does it?
Not at all.
Okay.
They raise these really important questions about making sure that this influx of data centers actually benefits Swedish society. They're urging a dialogue with these companies to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
So they're saying, hey, it's great you're here.
Exactly.
But let's make sure this is a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. But even with this clean energy advantage, the report highlights another concern. Sweden is lagging behind in 5G rollout compared to the US and Asia.
Okay, but what does 5G have to do with AI?
Yeah.
Isn't it just about faster downloads for our phones?
It's way more than that.
Okay.
Think about how frustrating it is when your video call freezes up because your 4G can't keep up.
Yeah.
Well, for some AI applications, like real-time surgery assistance or autonomous vehicle navigation, even a millisecond of delay can be disastrous.
Okay, so 5G is like the super highway.
Exactly.
AI needs to function properly.
And it's specifically the lack of widespread 3.5 gigahertz coverage that's crucial for these high data AI applications.
Yeah.
That's a problem in Sweden right now. This high bandwidth connectivity.
Okay.
It's essential for real-time data transfer, which is becoming more and more crucial.
Makes sense.
For all sorts of AI-powered innovations.
And this lag in 5G could be holding Sweden back.
That's the point the Commission is making.
Okay.
They see it as a significant bottleneck.
Got it.
But on the flip side,
Sweden
has this massive advantage when it comes to data.
Right. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Sweden has that unique personal identification number system.
Right.
And their digital infrastructure is top-notch.
Exactly.
They must be sitting on a gold mine of data.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
Their national health records, for example, are incredibly detailed and well-structured.
Wow.
Perfect for training AI models that could revolutionize healthcare.
That's fascinating. What kind of healthcare breakthroughs are they envisioning?
Well, they talk about the potential for an AI-driven health model. Imagine a Swedish version of something like MedPal M2.
Okay.
That's a large language model that Google developed.
Yeah.
And it can answer medical questions with expert-level accuracy.
That sounds incredible. But what about the privacy concerns with using all that sensitive health data?
The report acknowledges those concerns, of course.
Okay.
They highlight the Health Bank project at Stockholm University as an example of the possibilities, but also the need to address data privacy and security.
Right. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah.
Leveraging this data for good.
Exactly.
While ensuring that it's used responsibly.
Yeah. But with all this talk about AI and its potential, I think we need to address the elephant in the room.
The impact on jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of people are anxious about AI stealing their jobs.
Right.
What does the report say about that?
Well, it takes a more nuanced view.
Okay.
It's not necessarily about AI replacing jobs outright. It's more about AI transforming jobs. They estimate that up to 80% of workers will be affected in some way with their tasks changing or even entirely new jobs emerging.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be focusing on adapting to it.
Precisely.
Right.
The report really emphasizes the importance of adaptability and lifelong learning, particularly in areas like creativity and critical thinking.
Right.
They even suggest offering things like subsidized education and financial support to workers to encourage this transition.
That's a really interesting approach, recognizing that this shift is coming.
Right.
And actively helping people adapt to it.
And it ties into another major theme of the report. The need for strong political leadership and a national AI strategy.
Okay, let's dive into that in part 2 of our deep dive into Sweden's AI roadmap.
They're basically saying that AI isn't just another policy area.
Right.
It needs a coordinated approach, a cross-sector approach that cuts across those traditional bureaucratic boundaries.
So it sounds like they're advocating for a much more centralized approach to AI governance.
And they use this powerful analogy. They compare it to a hospital going into Stabsläge.
Stabsläge.
Yeah. That's a temporary state of heightened coordination during emergencies.
Got it.
They're saying Sweden needs that same level of urgency and focus when it comes to AI.
Wow, that's a pretty strong statement.
Yeah.
They're not mincing words, are they?
Not at all.
And they're not shying away from the regulatory complexities either.
Yep.
The report dives deep into data privacy.
Right.
The implications of the EU's AI Act, even this concept of digital sovereignty.
Yes, digital sovereignty is essentially about having control over your own data and digital infrastructure. It's become a major concern, particularly in Europe, as countries are trying to balance the benefits of these global tech giants with the need to protect their own citizens and their interests.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
Exactly.
Between fostering innovation and protecting your own turf.
Exactly. And the report acknowledges that regulations can sometimes feel like a roadblock to innovation, especially for smaller companies. But they also see regulation as crucial for building trust and ensuring responsible AI development.
It sounds like they're trying to strike a balance.
Right.
Much like we talked about with the data centers and sustainability.
Exactly. And they propose some interesting solutions, like regulatory sandboxes.
Regulatory sandboxes.
Yeah, that's where companies can test out their AI solutions in a controlled environment and get guidance from regulators along the way.
So it's like a safe space to experiment and innovate.
Exactly.
Without fear of running afoul of regulations.
And allows regulators to better understand the technology and its potential impact.
Okay, but speaking of impact, let's loop back to the listener for a second.
Yeah.
What can they learn from all this?
Yeah, what are the key takeaways?
Yeah, even if they aren't directly involved in AI development or policy.
Well, first and foremost, the report really underscores the importance of staying informed and engaged in the conversation about AI.
Right.
It's not just a niche topic for techies anymore. It's rapidly becoming a fundamental part of our world, and it's going to impact all of us, whether we're directly involved in it or not.
It's like that saying, the future is already here.
Exactly.
It's just not evenly distributed.
And second, I think the report offers a sense of empowerment. They're basically saying that we all have a role to play in shaping this future. It's not something that should be left solely to experts and policymakers.
So even if we're not AI developers or data scientists, we can still have a voice in shaping how this technology is used in our society.
Whether it's through supporting ethical AI initiatives, or engaging in public dialogue, or simply having conversations with friends and family about the implications of AI. We can all contribute to shaping a future where AI is used for good.
I love that. It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers. In this technological revolution. We can be active participants. Shaping it to reflect our values and aspirations.
Now, bringing it back to the report itself. There was one particular area that really piqued my interest. The discussion of the Swedish Health Bank project. And the potential...
That part was fascinating. It sounds like they're really on the cusp of something groundbreaking in healthcare.
It's incredibly exciting. Just imagine an AI system that can analyze your personal health data your medical history, your genetics, your lifestyle choices, and provide personalized recommendations for preventing disease or managing chronic conditions.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right?
But are there any concrete examples of how AI is already being used in Swedish healthcare?
There are a few emerging examples. The report highlights a study where AI was used to analyze mammograms. It actually led to a 20% increase in cancer detection rates. While also reducing false positives.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
It really shows the potential for AI to augment human capabilities, especially in these sensitive areas.
And that's just one example.
Right.
There are ongoing projects exploring AI-assisted surgery, personalized drug development, even early detection of Alzheimer's disease.
It sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in healthcare.
Yeah. Now, shifting gears a bit. The report also delves into the economic implications of AI, particularly this idea of creative destruction.
Creative destruction.
Yeah, it's that concept where new technologies disrupt existing industries and create new ones. It's often seen as a double-edged sword, bringing both progress and upheaval.
Exactly. And how does Sweden, with its strong social safety net, approach this potential upheaval?
Well, the report acknowledges that AI will likely lead to job displacement in some sectors. But they also emphasize the potential for new job creation in these emerging AI-related fields.
So it's about anticipating those shifts and preparing the workforce for the jobs of the future.
Exactly. And they see education and upskilling as crucial for navigating this transition. They even propose offering subsidized education and financial support to workers who need to retrain for new careers.
It sounds like they're trying to create a just transition. Making sure that the benefits of AI are shared widely and that no one is left behind.
Exactly. But let's not forget about the geopolitical aspects of AI. The report talks about digital sovereignty and the need for Europe to assert itself in the global AI landscape.
So it's not just a technological race, but a competition for influence and control on the global stage.
They call for a more assertive approach, investing in research and development, fostering a thriving AI ecosystem in Europe, and actively shaping global AI regulations.
That's a bold vision.
Yeah.
But it also raises questions about how they plan to achieve that level of leadership and influence. Maybe we can explore that further in the next part of our deep dive. So we talked about Sweden wanting a seat at the AI leadership table. But how do they actually plan to get there?
Well, they lay out some pretty specific recommendations. For one, they're calling for major investments in AI research and development. Not just throwing money at it, but strategically funding areas where Sweden can really excel.
So playing to their strengths.
Exactly.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone.
Yeah. They also want to foster a thriving AI startup ecosystem in Sweden.
So like creating the next Silicon Valley? But with a distinctly Swedish flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that, a Swedish Silicon Valley.
But there's more to it than just startups, right?
What about the big players?
They definitely haven't forgotten about them. The report emphasizes the importance of attracting and retaining top AI talent, both from within Sweden and internationally. They suggest offering competitive salaries, world-class research facilities, and that supportive environment that we talked about earlier. All the things that make a place attractive to these top-tier AI professionals.
So it's about creating a whole ecosystem. From startups to established companies.
Exactly.
All working together to advance Sweden's AI capabilities.
And to support all of this, they propose establishing a national AI strategy driven by strong political leadership. They basically say that Sweden needs to move beyond these piecemeal initiatives and adopt a more coordinated and comprehensive approach.
So it's about setting a clear vision and then putting in place the policies and resources to make that vision a reality.
But what about the potential downsides of AI? The report doesn't shy away from those tough questions, does it?
No, they don't. They address things like data privacy, algorithmic bias, the potential impact on the job market. all those critical issues that come with AI development.
So they're not just blindly pushing for AI adoption. They're trying to anticipate and mitigate the potential risks as well.
It sounds like they understand that AI isn't just
a technological challenge, but a societal one as well.
Exactly. Now, one area that really caught my attention was the report's focus on the importance of education and upskilling.
That's something they really emphasize throughout the report.
Yeah, they see lifelong learning as absolutely crucial for navigating this increasingly AI-driven world.
So it's not just about educating the next generation of AI professionals. It's about equipping everyone with the skills they need to thrive in a future where AI is pervasive.
And they go beyond just talking about the need for education. They suggest some really concrete steps.
Like what?
Like expanding AI curricula in schools and universities, creating these specialized AI training programs, and even offering financial support to workers who need to retrain for new careers.
It sounds like they're taking a really proactive approach. Recognizing that the job market is going to be disrupted by AI. And taking steps to help people adapt.
They're basically saying, look, change is coming, and we need to be prepared for it.
I think that's a really valuable lesson. Not just for Sweden, but for everyone.
But let's bring it back to our listener for a moment. What can they take away from all of this?
What's the takeaway for them?
Even if they're not directly involved in AI development or policy, I think the most important takeaway is this. AI is no longer some distant, futuristic concept. It's here. It's rapidly changing the world around us, and it's going to have a profound impact on all of our lives.
So burying our heads in the sand.
Definitely not.
That's not an option.
We need to be informed. We need to be engaged. And we need to be part of the conversation about how AI is developed and used.
Absolutely. And that starts with understanding the potential of AI, both the positive and the negative, and being willing to ask those tough questions.
Because ultimately, the future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we collectively have the power to shape.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
So to our listener, we encourage you to stay curious, stay informed.
Absolutely.
And maybe even get involved in shaping the future of AI. The choices we make today will determine the world we create tomorrow.
Well said. And remember, the most important thing is to keep learning and adapting. The world of AI is constantly evolving. And it's through continuous learning that we can navigate this exciting and uncertain future.
This deep dive has been truly fascinating.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thanks for joining us. And until next time, keep exploring.